Though the barriers among timelines have been rebuilt after the recent invasion, they remain porous. That is why I chose to secretly surveil all of them, to keep watch for potential aggressors. And my choice has proven wise. There is no shortage of malefactors who wish this timeline harm. But with the advanced knowledge I have gained of their plans, I can coordinate this timeline's defenses. These threats vary in nature and severity, but all risk doing critical damage. With skill, luck, and perseverance, these threats will be defeated. The future of this timeline is now in your hands. May the Elder Gods bless your efforts. When this dark Raiden learned of other timelines and Earth realms, he vowed to protect them all. He set out to build an impenetrable magic barrier to shield them from outside incursions. To power this barrier, Raiden wants to connect each Earth realm's Jinsei, its life force, together. But commingling the immense cosmic power of all Jinseis will cause an explosion, which will destroy reality. Entrenched in his position, Raiden refuses to heed the danger. He will connect the Jinseis and create the barrier, no matter what it takes, and no matter whom he must kill. Without hesitation or remorse, Raiden has slain all who dared stand in his way. Only one combatant remains to stop him. The Thunder God's attempt to fuse Jinseis had drawn the attention of Raidens from other timelines. Banding together, they broke his connection with them and purged from him the dark power which had driven him to madness. His senses returned. Raiden quickly realized his grave mistake. How he had nearly destroyed all timelines in a universal Armageddon. He set to work with his counterparts to heal the damage that had been wrought. Though I wish to trust this newly reformed Raiden, I fear I cannot. His dark urges pose too great a threat. Thus, I have banished him to the void, the vast expanse of nothingness which exists between realms. He will not return until he convinces me that he is no danger to our safety. The Zeterans who now infiltrate our reality are their timeline's apex predators. Cunning and tenacious, they conquer peoples and nations, consuming them with slithering ease. As with other timelines they have subdued, these Zeterans have begun their assault on our timeline quietly. Their shape-shifting spies infiltrate our ranks, killing and then replacing those entrusted with this timeline's protection. We must find and finish these imposters quickly before they irrevocably diminish our defenses. If we fail, the Zeterans will waste no time filling their starving bellies with our flesh. All that remains to end this invasion is to defeat the Zeteran Emperor, Syzoth. Do not be fooled by his beguiling human form. This Syzoth is a cold-blooded killer. Few escape his claws or his bite. As a rule, I do not relish taking lives, but this case is an exception. The suffering Syzoth and his Zeterans caused, the death he dealt so indiscriminately. He had done nothing to earn my mercy, and everything to reap my wrath. Though their emperor was dead, Syzoth's hidden minions continued the fight. It took months to unmask them all and to end their malicious meddling. The realm secured, my attention turned to the timeline from which these Zeterans hailed. I went there, prepared for war. But when I arrived, I found that the Zaterrans had named a new leader, one who, like I, was genuinely committed to peace. We resolved our differences and reached agreement on reparations. I am hopeful that hostilities have been permanently ceased. The Shang Tsung who perplexes us is truly pernicious. Like all Shang Tsungs, he sought to master dark magic. But unlike all the others, he has become its slave. He cast a spell from an ancient tome, one which promised the power to consume souls and use their energy to live forever. But his arrogance made him careless, and he cast the spell incorrectly. The error made his body dependent on soul energy. He must consume tens of thousands daily, just to stay alive. Having exhausted his timeline's souls, Shang Tsung now seeks to sate his insatiable hunger with ours. You must defeat him before he can devour them all. Our timeline has suffered enough at the hands of this Shang Tsung's addiction. End him before he ends us. When Shang Tsung arrived in his timeline to consume its souls, he expected little resistance. But my warriors were more than ready. They turned back his onslaught, and in doing so, saved billions of lives. Shang Tsung tried to retreat, but Geras prevented him from returning home. Trapped in our timeline, he led us on a chase across the realms. Eventually, we cornered him in the ruins of Saidou's capital. Cut off from any source of souls and unable to feed, Shang Tsung began aging at an accelerated rate. It being beyond my power to save him, I could only watch as he was reduced to dust. I have often dreaded how my new era might fare, should I ever allow the Hourglass's cosmic power to drive me mad. The Liu Kang who now challenges us is the living embodiment of my grimmest nightmares. Obsessed with crafting a perfect reality, he has rewound and restarted his timeline countless times. His efforts have made him as crazed as Chronica. Upon discovering the existence of other timelines, this Liu Kang resolved to perfect them too. Those he cannot, he will destroy. Save the timeline and save yourself by repelling his army of constructs. While it is regrettable that my counterpart is consumed by his obsessions, we cannot let our empathy become mercy. Until bested in combat, he is a danger to our timeline. Be unwavering in the pursuit of victory. Though Liu Kang and his constructs were defeated, the threat they posed remained. They were deadly, resilient adversaries who would not willingly disavow their ways. For the protection of the timelines, I needed to cure my counterpart's madness. The task ahead was enormous. It required that I call upon, once again, the allies who helped seal Titan Shang Tsung's defeat. We joined our magics together, casting a spell of unprecedented power. Still, it took much toil to break down Liu Kang's insanity. He and his constructs have now returned home. Though I am relieved we salvaged his mind, I mourn those lost before we could.